Hey guys, welcome to What's on Linux. Today I am taking a look at Star Conflict. Now normally when I do a What's on Linux, I play a game for try to get about an hour and a half to 2 hours in, kind of a first impressions type of thing. I believe at this point I have played Star Conflict about 6 hours. It's a really fun game. Really fun game. It's a massively multiplayer style freemium game. Available for Mac, Windows, and Linux. Most especially Linux. It is native, which is wonderful. And it's just awesome. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Let's start off. I'll show you some of the settings. Now, this isn't the first page you see. When you first start the game, you see the login page. If you've downloaded it from Steam, which probably 90% of people, I'm guessing, are going to go about that route of getting it. You can just link it to your Steam account, press the login button when you start up, and you're good to go. So, in the settings, we have all sorts of graphic settings. See here, I played it in windowed full screen stretched. You can do full screen as well. If you have one monitor, full screen works great. I found with two monitors, doing windowed full screen really works best for that. Or you can just do plain old window to let the window manager draw borders, whatever. It's all good. Resolution options are all pretty standard. I'm at 1080p right now, so no big deal. You can use VSync or not. I am currently getting about between 60 to 120 frames a second when I don't VSync it. If I leave this unlimited, or I can bring it down and limit it if I want. Not sure why you'd want to, but hey, it's there. Change all sorts of options with your interface. Smaller, larger. I'm keeping it in the middle because otherwise I probably wouldn't be able to see much of anything. I'm nearly blind. Not really, but might as well be close enough. Gamma, change all your gamma settings. That's a pretty standard option for all that. Limit the FPS of minimize game. This is a nice option. You can click out of this window at any time in windowed. You can Alt-Tab when it's loading or you're waiting for combat. Unfortunately, this game does have a queue. That's one of the only negatives I can say about that, but I'll talk about that when I get to it. And change your overall graphics quality. Low, medium, high. Pretty standard. Depth of field view right there, so on or off. Lens flare looks amazing when you're looking towards all the different light sources. There are hundreds of light sources going on at any different point in time. Brighter the light source, bigger the lens flare. Anti-aliasing, of course, 2, 4, 8. I had it on 8. Wanted to keep my FPS up for the video, so I reduced it down to 4, just to make sure that I didn't have any frame drops. And anisotropic filtering. Again, had it at 16 when I normally play, down to 8 for recording, just to make sure that it's good. I want to show you guys the best quality I can. Don't want to lose any frames with the overheaded recording. Shadows, shader, texture quality, all pretty standard. Not really a lot to say about those. Volume levels, you have your master volume. You can just turn sound off altogether, you see there. Sound completely off, it's great. If you want to listen to your own music in the background, you can turn this music off. And that's all, they let you do that. Turn off pilot comms, hangar readings, play in the background noise, whatever. Anything. This game is very configurable, which is something I really like about it as well. Change your mouse sensitivity, skip the intro cinematic. So I should probably... No, I'll leave that checked. It defaults to checking that once you've seen it once, which is a nice feature. Gotta say, a lot of games don't do that. They assume you want to see the trailer every single time because they work so hard on it and spend so much budget on it. Yeah, well, once is enough for most of these games. You just want to play. All sorts of different advanced settings you can use. I haven't changed any of them. I find that they all work great. Server options. You have to pay for repairing your ships, pay for replenishing your ammo. I don't see any reason to not repair your ship or not replenish your ammo. Like, you always end up making enough to replenish that stuff, so there's no reason not to. I have yet, even all the missions that I've lost, I have yet to not have made enough money to come out a little bit ahead. You can change your HUD. Look at this. You can change your HUD. I changed mine to a yellow sight because I find that a little easier to see, better contrast on all the different colors, stuff going in there. You can change what kind of map you have. You have this, normally you have just a 2D map, but when you flip on the Z-axis, you're kind of, it kind of disorients you on the map because your arrow, direction arrow, just is pointing one way and then all of a sudden it's pointing the other way. It can be a little kind of strange to do that. So you can go with a spherical radar instead, and that'll just tell you where to go to find enemies. You also have all the direction things here. You can have hide your allies. If you don't need to know where your allies are, just going after enemies. Hide key, or just look at key objects. That's all you're worried about. Or don't display anything. So, pretty simple. If you keep it all, the colors are pretty easy to distinguish between them. So I don't see any reason not to have them on, but to each his own. And you can change all of these settings, have those arrows farther out along aim ellipsis or along screen edges. So this really is just your preference. If you have a smaller screen, you might want to have everything at the screen edges. That's my opinion. I have a 24-inch monitor here, so I find having it all in the center is a little easier to keep track of it all. That's just me, though. And all sorts of other options down here. Display your ship outlines, marker size, distance transparency, hide your targeting marks, precise durability bar. It's great. It's like the amount of customization in this game is just awesome. I really, really like it. You can be notified of all sorts of different things. They just pop up in the bottom right corner down here. Equipment, installing ships and combat silos, whatever. Still good. I still have the tutorial on there for some reason. I don't know why. Haven't used it. And your chat. Profanity filter on. I'm doing that just for the purpose of the video. I normally don't care if somebody's swearing. But in the case of having the video going, when you see general chat, we don't need to be seeing all that language pop up. You can listen to the general chat in battle if you want. Whatever. It's up to you. You can enable or disable voice chat. I disabled it. Just not something I'm really worried about. Default Oculus RIP support built in. So all you guys that have Oculus dev kits out there, Oculus DK2, great. And Facebook, of course. But for some reason, I don't know if this is Linux in particular or Windows and Mac as well. I'm guessing it's probably just Linux and more specifically Archlinux somehow. Facebook login doesn't work. Don't know why. Not a big deal, but it means that I can't invite some friends in and get a little extra gold. By the way, I'm going to leave my referral code down in the description, so if you want to check out this game, use that referral code. You'll help me out, and maybe you can join my corporation. I'm part of one. Change all your key bindings as well, which is nice. There's lots and lots of key bindings. Look at all those. But it goes through pretty good to tell you what's what. Through the tutorial. I do suggest you play the tutorial. Don't just jump in. By default, control is using the mouse to look around. It's kind of a behind the back third-person shooter, space shooter. So the mouse will look in all directions. W, A, S, and D will control your speed and strafing. Spacebar moves you up, Alt moves you down. And then Q and E to roll. It's pretty normal. You can use these speed controls if you want. I haven't found a need for them yet because W will actually do that, but if you let go of W, it'll gradually slow you down. You can also use joystick. I have the Xbox 360 joystick plugged in. Haven't bothered using it. I find that the mouse works great and I'm happy with it. If you're not playing this on Steam, then you can link your account right there and link it to your Steam if you want. If you started playing before you downloaded it on Steam for some reason. Oh, before we jump into combat, you have these contacts that show up after you pick a side. There's 3 sides. There is the Empire, the Federation, and another one. I can't remember the name of it. Jericho. So you've got the Empire, who are kind of the old regime. They're on their way out. The Federation, who are the new guys trying to take over. The Jericho, who ran away a long time ago and are coming back into things. Pretty standard. Very similar to Free Space 2 story. That type of thing. And it's, from what I can tell, it doesn't really matter what side you pick from the beginning. You can change sides early on. If you go in here, I could easily change my station over to Empire if I want. Or a Jericho station. Just have to click on it and pay the docking price of standards, and you switch over to them. So not a big deal. You have implants up here. This is kind of your level. You get different perks or implants at each level, and it's determined based on how many ships you own. How many ships you currently have available to you in your hangar. And this brings me to one of the best parts about space games. Ships. Now, this is freemium. Everybody starts with this basic one, a tackler. This doesn't mean... like, it's not always going to be the Lynx. This is the Federation variant of a tackler, the Lynx. I don't know the names of the other two. Somebody feel free to let me know. But you have 3 different classes of ship. The tacklers, which are generally your dogfighters. They'll have somewhat powerful weapons, missiles, and things to slow down the enemy so you can get a better lead on them. And things so you can kind of track your enemy better and get a lock on them faster. You have engineering class as another basic class. These are your guys that have drones. They do a lot of heavy damage using beam weapons. Very slow speed, can take a lot of damage, but can't really dish it out that well. They can be taken out just by being ganged up on and can't really keep up with all the dogfighters. And the next high class, which is covert ops. These guys are the quick ones. They're super fast, super quick, usually have very powerful weapons, very accurate weapons, but their weapons tend to overheat very quickly, so you can't use them quite as often. Still, you get this thing called synergy, which basically is leveling up your ships. As you can see here on my Raptor M, which is the second version of the Raptor, my engineering class, I've got 2,970 synergy, and I'm at level 2. I need 6,500 synergy before I'll be able to spend that to level up. And that unlocks extra perks, so you can upgrade your things a little more. You end up getting a little tougher, a little faster, a little stronger, that type of thing. And it's pretty much the same with all of them. As you can see, I used my Lynx M, it's the dogfighter, the tackler class, a little more often. And he's level 5 of 6, which is pretty good for me. He also has a level 4 weapon. I actually found that during loot hauls with my basic Lynx and transferred it to my second version Lynx to really make it more powerful, kind of give me an advantage in combat, which we're going to jump into next. So to go to combat, you press launch. You can either do PvP, so you can just click engage, and you can do either a team battle or domination. Domination is pretty normal. You're staying at the beacon to drain your enemy's domination points or control points. That's pretty standard in a lot of FPS games, but it's really been adapted well for a space combat game. They've done an amazing job with it. It's a lot of fun. Team battle is your basic team deathmatch. You have so many respawns, I think it's 40, and the first team to run out of respawns loses. Pretty simple. I haven't unlocked these ones yet. Have to be a minimum ship rank of 4, but I'm looking forward to trying them out. You can either jump into a skirmish, which means you'll just join whatever's available through any of these. It'll be random, whatever, it's all good. Or you can do a custom battle, create your own type of thing. So, whatever you want to do. There's always lots going on. I have yet to have a need to make my own. I've just jumped into a bunch of other people's, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. There's sector conquest, which when you join corporations, that's guilds. Most people would call it a guild. You can actually join your corporation and fight in these sector control battles. This is a good way to get extra standards, to get special money, special kind of exchanges and credits. As you can see there, I have some good Federation credits, some standard credits, 289,000 standard credits to be exact. And I can't remember the name of the other one. But those are used for buying different upgrades and different things for like weapons. Let's see here. I need 9,000 Armada loyalty vouchers. So I need to get 100 more loyalty vouchers, and I'll be able to upgrade my plasma gun to the next level. With this one, I need to get Warden's loyalty vouchers. You find these for trophies you receive in participating in Sector Conquest. So lots of ways to get that, lots of stuff to have to get. And of course, it's freemium, so you can go in and buy some stuff. I do suggest you support these guys if you like the game. It's pretty cheap, and it's just a lot of fun. Also, there is PvE, so if you don't want to get on right away to player versus player, you can do player versus environment by running missions. This is basically co-op missions, running with other players. And you're taking on pirates and all sorts of other things. Eventually, once I get to a tech level 2 ship, I'll be able to go on the biomorph hunt and kill a whole bunch of biomorphs, which gets you all sorts of other credits and all sorts of other benefits. So there's lots of progression opportunity in this game. Lots of reason to stay with it, in my opinion. But I think I'm just going to jump into a skirmish here, and this is where the fun begins. The queues for this can sometimes be extremely quick, like as short as 5 seconds sometimes. Sometimes I have waited the entire 5 minutes before finding a match and jumping in. So we'll just wait until the next match, and I'll cut to that for you guys so you don't have to wait here 5 minutes with me. Hey guys, we're jumping in, and that only took 1 minute. So you get to pick between your ships. You can have maximum of 4 at a time that I can tell, or 3 if you don't want to buy the extra slot. I have one of each type of ship. I'm going to start off using my Lynx, and we're just doing a domination mode. So we want to get these control points. So I'm actually going to take my covert off because it's faster. I can get to these control points and hopefully capture them before the enemy gets there, give us a little bit of an advantage. Now, when you capture control points, they will actually build themselves some guard drones. So they'll defend themselves a little bit. Those guard drones have to be taken out before the enemy can get them. Now, as you can see, I'm just using the mouse. It's very, very responsive. I do have a bit of a sensitive mouse setting, which I find is needed to play this. But you can see, taking my finger off the accelerator, I'm still going quite fast, but my speed is decreasing a little bit. So there you go. Captured a beacon. You get points for that, of course, and you can follow the rest of these to get to the rest of the control points. Now, I'm on the lookout for enemies. There are quite a few out here. Being that I'm a fast ship, it's my job to try and get to control points first and very quickly kind of do hit and run on these guys. So as you can see, I've got plasma gun with this. It's really good for taking out shields, but overheats very quickly. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I overheated, so I couldn't fire. So there is kind of an aspect of management with that. Whoa, shields down. Not good. Heal up, heal up, heal up, and missiles. Right click for missiles. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, I want to get out of here and hopefully find an engineering guy who can help heal me up a bit, because otherwise I'm in a lot of trouble. And when you die, it's really bad for you. Oh no. Are those my guys? I can't tell. I'm just going to get out of here a little bit. My shields are regenerating. So, uh-oh. I've got a guy coming at me. Oh. Come on. So I have to be super quick in order to actually do any good at all with this. Whoa, okay. And that's it. That's it. So now that combat has started up really strongly and thickly, I'm going to switch over to my dogfighter because he's going to last a little longer, hit a little harder, and actually has a stealth mode. So I want to get back over to my beacon C and take that before they can get guard drones up.
Beacon captured.
Okay, good. We captured that beacon back. Now there's an enemy over here, Bot David. Let's go intercept Bot David. We're gonna turn on the afterburner. You press shift to that by default. And you just, as long as you keep the mouse pointer over top. Oh, he's already dead. As long as you keep the mouse pointer over top, you will eventually target the enemy. Now, I have this camouflage mode, which is really great for kind of getting out of the thick of it. There we go. I want to fire my flak and get the heck out of here, hide behind an asteroid. Now, the nice thing about this, you can actually stick nice and close to these asteroids and do a pretty good job of avoiding fire. Oh, where'd he go? Okay. See, I turned pretty good. Okay, I'm a little too close to their beacon, so it's time to get out of here. But that's okay. See, I just got my shield regenerate a little bit, and I can take them out. Whoa, okay. They're turning to the corner pretty quick here. Hard to keep track of them sometimes. There we go. Oh, he's already gone. Okay, good. My team is doing quite well. Very happy with this result so far. Now, I'm definitely not the best on this team. I'd say that's pretty obvious. But I am doing pretty good. I've only died once so far, which is pretty good. That means I'm learning. Okay. Yes, we won. So you see, team won, everybody wins. That's wonderful. Now this is searching for loot. You press and hold the mouse button on these dots and find some loot. I'm just going to salvage myself. You play enough, you don't need to spend any money at all. I'm completely convinced of that. Oh, I got some special credits there. So I only had 3 kills, 2 assists, 2 captures though. So not a bad score. Not the best, not a bad score. I'm happy with that performance. Jump to the hangar, and as you can see, my Swift actually leveled up. I got enough synergy. Press the level up, that spends the synergy from that ship, but then gives me all those extra benefits. So now I'm a little faster, tougher, and stronger. So guys, that's Star Conflict. Available now, Steam for Linux. Wonderful game. It's free, so there's no reason not to get it. It's freemium, which means if you want to pay money, you're allowed. If you don't want to pay money, you don't have to. There's really no reason to go one way or the other above it, unless there's a specific ship you really, really like. You can buy it through DLC, you can buy it through standards. It's great. But if you would like to join me in the game, you can see my referral link down below. And I will talk to you later. Bye.